We put it on a pontoon and it gained 13% fuel. Now that didn't mean much to anybody, but what meant a lot is like
Is
what
the
you said.
fishing guy.
No, it was the cleanability. So to go back in time, how this all kind of came together as InduroPro, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Armis. The coating was initially created to reduce the coefficient of friction for the bottom of big ships.
We are filling in the pores. A substrate such as gel coat is very porous.
It started with steel hulls cargo ships before COVID. And that's where it began, and that's where it was tested, and that's where we saw fuel savings almost immediately. And then at COVID, it kind of died because those ships were sitting at port for a month, 2 months before they could get offloaded. And then we had issues with barnacles.
So this material
Right.
is so slick that just with that big ass ship moving that much water being underway, it will clean.
That's correct. And
the
it's not
substrate.
really
So-
it's not really slick. What it's doing is it's reducing surface roughness. So while other people are making slick products, this is not what that is. We're just closing up pores. It doesn't necessarily feel slick.
We're
with your
just making it
fingers.
a hard outer substrate.
So we're filling in those pores. That's where it started. And we came into the marine world really thinking that, well, the consumer marine world. So that was on the commercial side of things. And then when that didn't work because of how long they were sitting in port and the barnacles,
And everybody was buying consoles.
then we said, okay, how do we switch gears? And then, like you said, everyone was buying center consoles. It was COVID, right? It was the heart of COVID. It started realistically with a pontoon manufacturer.
With a weld problem.
With a weld problem. But
the ocean-going pontoons, the ones with the twin 350s and 400s and 450s.
While we knew we could solve for the weld problem, we really wanted to use them as a test case for consumer boats and get fuel data and understand what that does. Because we thought that a coating
and the anti-staining
we thought that a coating that would give you
huge.
We didn't even think about the anti-staining problem.
It was all performance-based.
It was all performance-based. That's where it began. It was like, if we can make these guys
and then
more efficient.
Oh, this stuff doesn't yellow.
Everybody want it and put it on their boats.
Oh,
right?
You can wipe your scum line off forever.
So, I mean, those were the benefits that we then recognized later. Right? But it began with performance. We put it on a pontoon and it gained 13% fuel. Now, that didn't mean much to anybody. But what meant a lot was the cleanability.
For the pontoon guy, yes.
For the pontoon guy.
The pontoon guy, it was him not having to break out his mask and his rubber gloves and the acid.
So it really began coating pontoons below the waterline and above the waterline. So we're stopping oxidation above the waterline and closing up the pores on the bottom, thinking, okay, fine. It's a nice look. We only did it kind of by mistake. It was like, hey, what happens to these logs when it's a year and a half later? Oh, they start pitting. And so let us wrap them and see what happens.
We've been coating logs ever since.
We've been coating logs ever since.
We've been wrapping.
Yeah, I mean, look, so
we don't treat this like traditional bottom paint anymore. You don't run your tape line. No, you encapsulate.
Look,
the whole thing.
We got lucky. That pontoon manufacturer introduced us to Freedom Boat Club. We thought at the time would be the best user for the product. They're getting in and out of boats and quickly.
Sure.
And
they're being used so often.
They burn a lot of fuel, but fuel's really on the user. It's not on them, so that doesn't really make a difference.
But
right?
it could get them more customers.
For them, it was about cleanability and resale.
Yeah, their weekly haul out.
Our first location that adopted our coating for all their pontoons was a location in Georgia in Lake Oconee. Greatest guy you want to know. Recognized he had the problem. Saw that we had a potential solution. Didn't care if it worked or not. He said, I got to try this.
Figure out something.
And he put it on one. By the next season, he put it on all. And every time they get a pontoon in,
that's what they put on.
That's what they're putting on before it's hitting the water.
It solves the solution.
It's giving them 20% more at least on a resale, if not better. So that's all they care about. They didn't care about the performance that we cared about. Yeah. And then it moved to more performance boats because we knew that that's where it had to go. And we launched officially at Fort Lauderdale, took a booth there.
And this whole time, nobody's thinking that, wait, this is really solving the corrosion issue. Vessel, we get you this percent. This vessel, we get you this percent. We got to figure out the numbers on this boat.
We were narrow and deep into performance.
Nobody was thinking about, oh wait, let's
Nope.
polish the aluminum and the stainless up top and paint it.
Isn't that how it always happens? Meaning, something is
Who
created.
thought about painting the full tunnel of a Freeman?
There you go. So how Chase and I met, we were looking for a good rep in this region, Fairhope, Alabama. I saw Chase was getting into PPF. He had a pretty cool social presence. Didn't know who you were from Adam.
Nope.
Got on the phone. I think we hit it off just about immediately.
Sure.
I think you immediately saw the vision, and you were wrapping boats topside.
We had to find a solution for the bottom.
And what were we going to do for the bottom, and it was killing you, and I think everybody else,
it was
specifically in this region, because of the way that they boat.
And
right?
then it was my first install on that 40-foot Invincible, and I said, "What do you mean it's gonna do this?" And I was totally skeptical at first.
Right, I was too before I jumped in. Right.
Well, that's why you have to get your ass on a plane. I got on a plane all the way from New York, and I'm here because I believe in this stuff so much.
Right. But we got to. I mean, I'm on a plane all the time.
You just need to see this stuff for yourself, and unfortunately, seeing is believing, and it's so true.
I think the second people see, they're kind of big. They get it, right?
It comes full circle, and there's no doubt. As a salesman, my whole life, when you're talking about this product that we are so passionate about,
right?
And it's only we're passionate about it because
we know it works, right? Because we know it works.
We're just a walking testimony of what we have seen right there with our own very eyes.